I don't know about that. Thank you, my darling. Yeah, the paper goes out and the questions come in. Tonight's guests, the panellists are in. They're all ready to go. They're just waiting for me. First letter tonight, Harry. Who's Harry? You know who Harry is. He's the prince who's visiting, and this letter writer thinks he's had too much of him already. The second letter tonight, have we become a very selfish and compassionless society? Jess is actually dancing over there and, you know, distracting the host while we're trying to do the opener, but it's all good. The third letter tonight, some bloke's in love with a Greek girl and he can't handle the massive Greek family and all the food. He thinks it's terrible. We've just had Greek Easter, by the way, too. We've got the panellists in about 20 seconds and the show's ready to go. Stay with us. See you in a minute. Keep dancing. That was good.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Pour some sugar on there, baby.
Yes!
It's time
Where's
for
the clapping?
Sweet and Sour.
Anytime now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sweet and Sour. Lovely to have your company. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour. Who's on tonight? First up, my mate, and you've seen none of them this year. So first time back, welcome Glenn. How are you, sir?
Very well, how are you?
Probably not as busy as you, but I'm really
you know,
well.
a little bit of whopper teaching, running my improvisation classes, occasionally saying, authorised by the Australian Government, counter spoken by G. When somebody pays me money to do that.
Have we got any contracts coming up for any elections that we might not even know of
Look, I don't know, but I'm open to work for any government. I have no political ties whatsoever.
yet? Well done. All right, mate. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Eddie, haven't seen you for a while either.
I know, Mitch.
How are
Thanks
you?
for having me back.
Nice to have you.
Fresh blood on the panel.
Well,
Can I tell you something though? Mitch?
Lovely.
I wore my special earring for you tonight. I haven't actually pulled this out for you.
it's got a little eye, a little Greek
It's got a
eye.
little Greek eye on it,
Very clever.
just for the Greek panel.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, it could be Greek, could be Turkish, could be... Yeah, it's all the same. For tonight's purposes, it's Greek. Good on you. What are you wearing that's Greek?
Nothing at the moment.
Hello, Desi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm well, and yourself?
But speaking of things Greek,
Yes.
we've got a...
Huge Greek outdoor festival. It's called a Glendy. Coming
What does
up.
Glendy mean?
Glendy means, well, it's Greek for party, of course.
There you go.
Coming up April
When's-
26th.
Where?
Anzac Day long weekend, Russell Square. Please save the date, come along and zorba the night away.
Fantastic. His Honour the Mayor is going to be there. Hello, sir.
Absolutely. Hello, Mitch.
How are you,
Australia.
mate?
It's good to be back.
How good do you feel that you've saved the town of Bassendean?
I'm the saviour. It's all me, I tell you. But no, it was a very good result for our community and for Western Australia in general.
Oh, terrific. Congratulations. How long was that campaign?
It was probably about a 6-year campaign, so
Is that how long it lasted?
it
Seriously?
went
From the
six-
time,
yes,
time
from-
that it
yes,
was mooted to the time
yes.
that it collapsed was 6
6 years. 6 years.
Wow,
Yes.
that's huge. So the town of Bassendean is now
Continues
officially
on.
safe.
Fights another day,
Who are
absolutely.
they going to make you merge with?
Bayswater.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
why
God,
you
exactly.
didn't want to do that?
And who's breathing the sigh of relief, Bayswater or
Well,
Bassendean?
can I just say, Bassendean for sure. Bayswater spent $1.2 million on the process. Bassendean over a 6-year time frame, we spent approximately $150,000, so we come out much, much better. Bayswater blew all their money and are not going to see a cent of it. So
That's
very
huge.
sad, very sad situation.
Wow. Well, you did well.
Yes.
Only
yes.
150,000. Well
Yes.
done. The ratepayers of the town of Bassendean would be delighted to hear that. Tell me, did the ratepayers like Harry?
Oh, I think a few people like Harry around the place.
Well, this letter writer doesn't, and he writes into us and he says, "Hi, Mitch and guests. Harry. I actually don't give a damn about this bloke, but I haven't been able to avoid the chap each time I turn on the radio or the telly while he's been visiting. I'm a 10-pound pom, came to Oz years ago and happily don't sound like a pom anymore either. One of those great things about leaving London was not having to put up with the incessant daily media circus surrounding these so-called royal blue bloods. And let me tell you, following my lineage, I'm more blue blood than they are. But frankly, as you can gather, I can't stand anything to do with class structure reinforcement and the royals. We all eat, breathe, poop and die the same. It's all a total sham. Do any of you realise that the firm, as we called it back in Britain, is all about Windsor self-perpetuation? It's a business. that needs to extend its tentacles. Forget tradition, custom and political structure. In Britain, these change whenever it suits. And it suits the firm to have Harry out here as the most popular of the royals, cementing Australia's sycophantic acceptance of these leeches on society. They could have sent out Prince Andrew, but oops, he's involved in a bit of a pedophile ring allegation at the moment. Why would the Australian government spend good taxpayers' funds on bringing Harry, the royal rock star, to Aussie? Oh, I forgot we introduced knighthoods and slipped one to Phil the Greek as well. What's the real agenda here? How long do we seriously have to tolerate these wasteful and pointless associations and visits here in this land built on mateship and fair go? And why does the media wet its pants over these fools, even in Australia? Andrew of Padbury of WA. Jono, first to you.
Yes, Andrew. Look, you mentioned you're a 10-pound pom. I hate to go on stereotypes, but there was also a thing when I was growing up that said the whinging pom as well, and I'd hate to class you in that. But with this letter, I think you are a bit of a whinger. I think it's well and good that the Prince has come to our fair land. He's actually on a military visit, so I don't believe it'll be costing the ratepayers any money. I think it's all good. It gives our nation global exposure, all the world to it. Whilst we're still in the Commonwealth, and I am a Republican, whilst we are in the Commonwealth, we should actually support the royal family when they come over because it is good publicity for our nation.
Desi, do you wet your pants when you see Harry?
I wouldn't go to that extent, but I do get excited every time I see any coverage about the royal family on
you really?
TV. Yeah, I've become a little bit of a royalist. I think that the popularity has increased ever since, you know, Prince William married Princess Kate. She's just such a personable, royal
They're
member.
sexy-looking people.
They're very attractive, and the media are just simply trying to keep up with the demand. There's clearly an interest in
Although,
Harry.
if I could just say, you talk about the popularity. Well, I think Tony Abbott's absolute blunder on Australia Day has proven the popularity is not there because he almost lost his job, almost lost the Prime Ministership over that
Certain
one.
members of the royal family, perhaps.
No, I think it's outdated.
Overall, we're happy to actually look at them in the newspapers and all that sort of thing, but their relevance today, I think, is... I mean, I don't mind looking at a good-looking bird either. It's terrific. It doesn't matter where she is. Sells magazines? Yeah, it does. Does the city of Bassendean have a portrait of the Queen hanging up somewhere?
We do indeed in our council chambers.
Terrific.
Yes.
Do you have to?
We do, absolutely.
It's a have to.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Protocol.
All right. Eddie, do you have one hanging up of the Queen somewhere?
I don't have the Queen hanging anywhere.
Oh, who do you have hanging?
Well, not Prince Harry, but I tell you what, the only reason Prince Harry actually wanted to come to Australia, wants to move to Australia.
He wants to move.
He wants to move.
We'll have him.
After he just visited here he was at Campbell Barracks in Swanbourne and training with the SAS, and he's really keen to train out here. But I think the only reason he's here is because he loves to surf. He grilled our Premier, Colin Barnett, while he was out here 6 months ago or whenever, and he just grilled Colin about where the best surf points are in WA. So I think the only reason that he's out here, but otherwise you're always going to get celebrities or politicians travelling interstate, overseas, wherever. It's all about tourism. It's all about money.
He loves the surf.
It's interesting that he grilled Colin Barnett about the best surf breaks. Colin's a surfer from way back, clearly.
He probably could have just asked anyone on the street.
Republicans should get him out here.
And also, I think saying that he grilled Colin Barnett, I think a lot of people would like Colin Barnett to be actually grilled. I think that would appeal. And I think that's my point, right? I think I was a Republican too until we had the embarrassment of Tony Abbott. And I think we need the Queen, the monarchy, to take over this country again. I think we should let it go. We don't need a Prime Minister. Let's just be ruled by the Queen. Let her make the decisions. Let Harry come over here and be like the beacon that detracts attention from what Tony Abbott's doing. At least Prince Harry. We need Harry. We need him to go surfing. He's not going to eat any onions raw, that's for sure. Not Harry. He's better than that. So I think, Andrew from Padbury should take the stick out of his ass and just get on with it because we need these monarchists back in town. Look at what's happening.
And with Harry, there'll be some wild nights at Crown Casino. You bet your life on it.
Exactly
right. We could always feed him to the Sharks for Republicans. When we come back, we're talking about whether we're a compassionless society now. Don't go away, more of Sweet and Sour. See you soon. Grilled Colin.
He did. Grilled? Absolutely.
Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that's about to appear on your screen, and there it is. Letters at sweetandsour.net.au. There's our website as well, sweetandsour.net.au. You can give us a like on Facebook and even tweet us now as well. And if I'm not wrong, oh no, we're not going to mention our Instagram, are we? We're going to send you to the movies instead, and there it is, courtesy of Natalie Cameron and NRC Communications. The Age of Not Adelaide, Adeline. Who's starring?
Blake Lively. It's about a lady that never grows up, I believe.
Really?
That name for a
Looks
girl.
interesting.
How do you know that?
That's my job as a film publicist, to be across all
you
movie
publicist.
titles.
Okay. Got anything else that you want to publicise?
Well, I would like to say that I'm currently working on the Spanish Film Festival, which is going to be at Luna Palace.
Are you really?
Cinema Paradiso coming up end of next week. And don't forget the Greek Film Festival will be in town before you know it in October.
Any other Greek festivals coming up?
Yes, we have the Glendy, which is the big outdoor Greek festival happening in the Anzac Day long weekend, Sunday, April 26th, Russell Square from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Bring your Zorba dancing shoes. There'll be plate smashing, cooking demonstrations,
Cooking demonstrations. I just want to eat this stuff.
Amazing mouth-watering food. We are going for a Zorba record.
We're going for a Zorba record. I've got a few of those at home. Here we go. Dear Sweet and Sour, we've become a very selfish and compassionless society, and it seems like the only courtesy around is that which you have to pay for. Optus, Telstra, Amex, they're all so courteous and helpful. Unless you call after hours, then no matter the crisis, help, in my experience, is very thin on the ground. Recently, I had my bag stolen. I lost my mobile phone and all my cash cards. Not one person or organisation would offer me much help other than the police, who again are paid to care. Even they were busy that night and I walked home. Luckily, it was only 3 kilometres. Oh, God. I then found out that all my cash cards and phone were used up. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, and I figured that they must have needed the money and the phone more than me. But as it turned out, the money was spent in a trendy fashion store for beachgoers, and the phone usage was maxed out on accessing porn lines. The theft was just a joyride. What is in people's heads nowadays? What's happened to Adelaide and every other city in Australia for that matter? This is not the friendly place I grew up in. Is this a normal consequence of population growth, or is it just what happens when we become a materialistic and horribly commercial community? I've really become a very sour viewer of society. Does any of the panel hold any positive hope for us? And please let me know why, because I'm despondent and can't see a bright future. Just more dog eat dog. Carrie of Mile End in South Australia writes to us, Glenn, dog eat dog.
Well, look, I think this is symptomatic of a society that doesn't want to take responsibility for its own actions. Your bag was stolen, your credit cards was lost, that's your fault. I'm sorry, keep that stuff in view. Like, it's a phone, it's credit cards, know where that stuff is at all times. Take responsibility for your actions. I can't give you any hope, I'm afraid, because people are people. People are going to do what they're going to do. You can't control anybody's actions, you can only control your own actions.
That's true. Take
Although I would like to see an
yourself. It's your
Alcatraz-style prison. Maybe we could set one up on Manus Island. And bring all the refugees and actually let them do what they want to do and send all the prisoners to Manus Island, Alcatraz style.
Would you do that, Eddie?
No, I wouldn't do that. But what I was going to say is I totally agree that just don't leave your handbag in your car, honey.
I did that recently.
Carrie, like, honestly,
I did it recently.
Adelaide ain't no country town anymore. It's a city. It's a booming population. So no more leaving your handbag in your car. You know, there's going to be far more criminal action happening now that it's actually expanding. So.
I think it was almost more dangerous that she walked home 3 kilometres.
3 kilometres?
Yeah, 3 Ks.
3 Ks. Why wouldn't you get the cops to drop you home?
Well, they were very busy, apparently.
That's what she's.
Oh, Desi, what's going on here? What sort of society have we become? Is Perth like that? Adelaide is.
I don't
Sydney
think
is.
that
Melbourne
Perth's
is.
like that. I like to be optimistic and think that there are people out there who will hand in phones and mobiles and wallets that they come across. And when I've witnessed it before, I think that restores your faith in humanity, that there aren't just people out there for a joyride with your stolen belongings. And Gary, you alluded to the fact that this happened to you previously.
It did. It wasn't my handbag, of course. It was my phone and cards and whatever.
And what happened?
Gone, and they'd gone and spent it on opportunistic purchases rather than needs. I initially thought the same as this person. They needed it more than me, but they didn't.
Were the police helpful in
Police were
returning
terrific. Though, no, I never found it again. And you know that Find My Phone app? Yeah, well, use that too, except I forgot to link it up to the cloud. And
You need a sink.
pretty useless.
Yeah.
Never mind, I'm learning as we go along. Jono, last word on this one, sir.
Yeah, look, we're going to keep this the positive side of the desk tonight, I think. Look, I think generally it's pretty good out there. People generally want to do the right thing. There are thugs out there and just blatant thieves that obviously really are very sad for them, have not much hope unless they really straighten themselves out and sort themselves out. But look, I've had various experiences. I've obviously been broken into over times, but my father passed away last September, and I have to say dealing with a particular bank was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare for customer service.
They'd name them, shouldn't he?
Well, it was a community bank. It was a community bank.
That narrows it down.
Yeah, that's right. A community bank that claims their community, but they were anything but.
It's a tough gig when
sends
someone passes
threatening
away.
letters and what have you, and just outrageous behaviour. So even the banks can
Staff
be very
training.
difficult.
They love a threatening letter, the banks, don't
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
That's what they use. When we
And I
come
say
back...
good luck suing a dead man.
Good luck seeing a dead man. When we
Sounds
come
like a
back,
Clint Eastwood line.
it's all Greek to us because somebody writes in who doesn't like Greek food, and we're going to tell you something else, especially for the 26th of April as well. We're going to convert you. When we come back, more Greek food or something like that. Don't go away.
Baklava?
Baklava, 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 baklava.
I love about Greek
Baklava,
food.
baklava.
Let's have a nut.
Baklava.
It will leave you red-faced.
Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. I don't even have the letter. Yes, I do. It's not Harry, is it? Here we go. Straight into letter number 3. Greek to me. Hi, Mitch. My mum and dad are both only children. I have a brother, and that's it. Not a big family. Last year I started going out with someone I think is the love of my life. I love her to bits, except she's Greek. The family thing is a juggernaut. Every time I go to her place for dinner, and they make a point of inviting me all the time, there's an army of relatives. Seriously, these people invite other people over. They call relatives even if they are 17 times removed. It's huge. How the hell am I supposed to cope? It's overwhelming, really. I'm always polite, but I can't remember who any of them are, and my girlfriend just keeps saying, oh, you remember Auntie such and such? They all look alike to me, and they have weird names that I can't remember anyway. On top of that, I only like souvlaki and salad. But her mum and dad, however, cook the weirdest things ever. Fish soup with eyeballs bobbing in the bowl, octopus like it's steak on the barbecue, sea urchins, liver in soup, yuck! They even boil up and cook garden weeds. And they preserve everything by salt, keep it for months and then serve it up at the table when I'm there. For heaven's sake, what is wrong with fresh? I've just had my second Easter with them, and they even have that at different times. Seriously, Easter didn't get better the second time around, just awful. Then the men dance with men and they kiss each other, and they're not gay. I'm frozen at these events, don't know what to do. Honestly, it's like Greeks are from Mars and the rest of us are from here. What do I do to cope, or is it just time to get out? Would she even consider running away with me? Justin, North Balwyn, Victoria, full of Greeks in Melbourne. Okay, Eddie. Do you know a few Greeks?
Oh, I know a few Greeks.
Hello, Evan.
Well, yeah, hi, Evan. But,
Hello, Chrissy.
Yeah, no, like, man, seriously, you're writing in from North Balwyn in Victoria. Isn't half of Melbourne made up of Greeks anyway?
And he hasn't learned to cope
used
yet.
to them?
Greece is in Melbourne, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But no, what I am actually going to say is do run away, and run away to Santorini, because it's the best place on earth. And enjoy the squid, enjoy the octopus. Oh, you'll never come back. And then you'll learn how to speak the language, you'll know how to pick up the slang like souvlaki and
Souvlaki.
baklava.
I don't think that's slang.
Go!
Yassou.
Run away. If you
Just
don't,
learned to say
I will.
yassou.
Go to Greece.
Have you been to Greece?
Yeah, I've been to Greece. That's
You
where
like
I got
Greece?
this from, Mitch.
Oh, there, your mati,
My little,
which means eye, the evil eye.
It's a good luck eye or something.
Yeah, it is. To ward away the evil. Glenn, have you been to
game show
Greece?
tonight.
No.
Do you want to go to Greece?
Well, look, I find this story interesting because my wife, her parents are Lithuanian. So we have traditional Lithuanian Easters and Christmases. So we do Christmas Eve and Good Friday as well, and it's only seafood. I don't eat seafood. The first Christmas
Same
I
issue.
went, first Christmas Eve I turned up, all I had was like 2 different salads on my plate. The next Christmas, my wife's father had smoked a ham. So I had 2 different salads and some sliced smoked cold ham on my plate. But
got better.
I've worked
It got
my way
better.
forwards from that point. I've introduced chicken, I've started to introduce lamb and all different sorts of meats, things that I like into the menu. But I've got one word for you, alcohol. Like, if you're not drinking alcohol at these events, then no wonder you've got such a problem. Drink booze. I mean, there is no better booze than
That's
Greek
it.
booze. There's got to be grappa stashed around somewhere.
Yeah, ouzo.
Right? Ouzo aplenty.
Ouzo.
There's got to be a whole bunch of booze. Find the booze, tuck into that, keep everyone topped up, and your life will be happy.
Jono, Greek food.
Yeah, look, Justin, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, you've got obviously a wonderful wife, girlfriend, whatever she happens to be, with a wonderful family, full of fun, full of culture. Look, quite frankly, I think you're a bit insensitive and a bit of an asshole if you don't get along with the family. They're wonderfully embracing. Yes, I understand the food side of things, but you can always work that out. I just think you need to relax a little bit more and be more embracing, or potentially find another family that really has maybe one child like yourself. A bit
Desi?
selfish, I think. Bit selfish.
Desi, have you eaten a fish soup with eyeballs bobbing up and down in the bowl?
No.
Have you eaten
never
octopus
tried
like it's steak on the barbecue?
Grilled octopus, yes.
Okay, sea urchins?
No.
They're yummy. And what about they preserve everything by salt for months? My dad used to do that. I know all that.
That's more old school.
This is yummy. You just learn to appreciate it, I think. What do you say to Justin of North Balwyn?
Justin, if you can't beat them, join them.
Come to the Glendy.
Come to the Glendy, as we've mentioned earlier in the show, but as a loud, proud Aussie Greek girl with a unique name, I do embrace my Greek heritage on a daily basis, and I just think
On a
that
daily basis?
all the time.
What's your diet like?
It's Mediterranean style.
Oh, very good. Very healthy. That's right,
Yes.
Justin. Very healthy.
I enjoy Greek music
Sea
and I love my
urchins.
culture, as do you.
Weeds.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the sea urchins. I think you're elaborating a little too much there. But
No, I've eaten them.
Really?
When you go to Greece, yeah, you break them off and you just...
But in Victoria?
Bit of lemon. I don't know what you break off in Victoria.
No, but I think, Justin, really, you need to look at the success, for example, of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. All the non-Greeks around the world embraced it. It's actually the highest grossing independent rom-com, and it was nominated for an Oscar. So I think you're alone in
We're
thinking...
very friendly people.
Yes, in thinking that we're weird. We're not. We're
And
normal.
if we're not, we kill you. We're very friendly
We know
people.
where you
It's lucky
live.
they're not your eyeballs bobbing around.
I know how to dance too.
They could very well easily be.
Do you like this letter to give away the pair of limited edition sunnies courtesy of Alon Treves and Aussie Opticals?
No, not particularly.
That was your intro to the Glendy, but okay, if you don't want to give it to them, we'll see what this mob have got to
Letter
say.
one.
Letter one?
Yeah.
One?
Who's letter one? Let's have a look. Letter one is Andrew of Padbury from WA. We like WA because
We
low
do.
postage, and Travis just reminded me, keep it cheap. Rockstar Harry.
Rockstar Harry.
We like Rockstar Harry. Jono?
No, look, I think letter two, the poor lady's lost a lot of things in her life. Let's give her some glasses. So you can lose them to another
So
place.
she can watch people
Yes.
like surreptitiously without them knowing that she's watching.
That they're going to...
Yeah.
There you go. Letter two.
Letter two.
Letter two coming out to Mile End in South Australia. Letter two. We've got to go. Good night, Glenn.
Thanks, mate.
Good to have you here.
Yeah, always fun.
Good night, Eddie. Terrific to have you. Good night, mate.
Thank you.
Jono,
Great to be back.
Your Honour.
Yes.
Desi,
Gully Nicta, but before we go,
there's the great music.
I can hear it loud and clear. It's time to dance.
Here we go. Glendy time. Come on, you lead it. What are you doing? Yee-hoo! What are they doing? Oh my gosh. Here we go. When is it? The 26th. April. Sunday.
Put it in your calendar.
Where am I going? Over here.
We're still
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on. 1, 2, 3, kick that way.
That way.
And back. What are you two doing? What is that Greek? Where's the rest of the crew? Turn around, go backwards. That way, that way, that way, that way.
Oh, it's still going.
What are you doing? All right. 1, 2, 3, hoppa! Eddie. That's disco, I think.
Exhausting things, Rick.
Do you know, try this one.